Hello and welcome back to the World of Astaria. We're back again for I think this is the sixth episode. Uh, Unfortunately, we are missing two people tonight. Both Andy and Andrew were not able to make it, but that's okay. We got to keep the show going. I am joined by my lovely players. We got Marie as the happy-go-lucky gnome. We got Rob as the clever gunslinger Revan. And we got Braxton as the unhittable yet uncoordinated Aragon. Go ahead and say hi, everybody. In character already, I love it. All right. Oh wait. Oh shit! I just realized we're on the idle stream or the idle page, which means no one can hear you guys. Now, okay, now we're good. So they just said hi. Everything's good. Rob, I don't know if you can quickly do this on the fly, but the title for the Twitch stream is still episode 9 of Watch House.
I can't. For some reason, they're weird about it.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, as the subtle hint with that, I'm finally monitoring the Twitch to see if anyone has like any weird questions about the stream. So, hopefully, I can do that now too. So, all those matters aside, one last little announcement. We will be taking kind of a break next week for the holiday season. Thanksgiving. It's on Thursday. Who would have thunk it? So, other than that, let's go ahead and get into the show.
Hi.
Now,
I like it.
After last time, you guys ran into a trio of wolves, which you actually managed to dispatch pretty easily. You also then discovered a group of bodies sort of just laying on the shore of this river you've kind of stumbled across. Mina found a very interesting book, which she is sort of she did say she would take her time to try and fix it. However, I believe she may purposefully take her time with that a little longer than she thinks. Other than that, you guys then made camp for the night by seeing a very strange glowing, very dim light coming over the hills. Everyone took their time to look at it and saw that it was just sort of like a very, it wasn't too threatening, it wasn't moving away or towards them, it was just still sitting there. So, let's go ahead and cut to the morning where you're all kind of up and, standing for the day.
I am up and standing now.
I am still in my sleeping bag because I don't like the mornings.
Sleep standing up with my eyes open.
You sound like a damn horse almost, except for the eyes open part.
All right.
Okay, so everybody saw the light last night. I wasn't able to talk to the third watch about it, but
Aiden pipes up and says,
"Yeah,
I actually had a couple thoughts on that. If y'all don't mind me taking the floor real quick."
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Now,
no, you can go. It's fine.
Now, I know my opinion isn't really high on the totem pole here. I know y'all haven't been too appreciative of me, and I get that. However, I'd like to think this is going to be a good idea. Now, before we do anything crazy, I say we carefully make our way over these hills and simply observe. We don't move in quite too aggressively yet. Figure out what made that light. Come back here, come up with a game plan, and honestly, I think two of us should report back to the camp to kind of fill in the others on what we found here.
I mean, are two people by themselves going to be safe enough getting back to the camp?
Mello kind of chimes up. Well, it was kind of an easy walk up here. I feel like the two of us, now that it's, daybreak, we're going to be fairly fine walking back. Revan, I know you saw some sort of weird thing in the trees last night.
Yeah, dude, that thing was scary as shit. I don't know if you guys want to go back over there.
I agree. The sound of it was very terrifying, but let's take a moment to consider it was awake at night. It probably has to sleep at some point, so it might be sleeping right now. I don't know.
if you feel like that's a good idea to just assume, then I'm cool with it.
Well,
I don't
the
know.
idea is that we at least check out what possibly made that light, come back here, and then we come up with an idea. And at that point, maybe the thing would be asleep because it wouldn't be afternoon, but at least be a little bit after the sunlight. And the way you described it, I figure something creepy like that wouldn't be out in daylight.
I mean, yeah, you're probably right about that, just from Revan's description of it.
I think
well, I
the
guess
two of
I'm
you
fine
just
with
want
us,
to spend
like,
some quality
starting
time
off.
together.
Well, I won't lie, she's pretty. Really, does
not code for anything.
every single thing have to be just? You know what? Forget it. Mello just sort of sighs. She stares daggers at everybody.
Low-hanging fruit here, guys.
I think that going and checking out the light first is probably for the best. So I'm fine with going and checking that out, if you guys are.
I have one idea also before we do that. Now, I thought the idea would be to stealth our way over, and I'm sure it won't be too difficult. Making our way over hills seems fairly easy. Not sure how a raptor, how stealthy that thing is. I know they can hide pretty well, but I'm thinking for this, we leave the boy and the raptor here, just keep an eye on the camp and whatnot,
Well, Aragon,
Another
you
dumb
gotta
idea
mention-
from you. I don't know that the raptor won't just eat the boy without Aragon there.
Exactly.
Well,
That's what I was worried about.
I'm not going to lie, not every idea is a good idea, but I figured I'd say it. So if we all want to make our way over with the raptor and the boy, then by all means, Salad, lead the way. It's Solomon, you... Alright, yeah, if we want me to take point, I guess I can. I'd rather not.
Why would we have the kid who can't fight go first? We don't even know if he's stealthy or not.
I'm sorry, it's
What you
very
do
early,
is you
and
put him-
it's
you-
very early,
you
and I
put
only
him
had one
up
good
on
idea.
You put him on the raptor. That's what you do. How you
Oh.
protect the little child over there. Just put him on his back. Put him on SAB's back, and get him out of here.
Oh, okay. If the raptor's fine with that, yeah, well, I'll hop on his back. He kind of,
Be fine with it.
he now kind of timidly walks over. Do you just put him on the raptor, or do you want the kid to try it himself?
I just pick him up and put him on, because then he knows we're good.
All right. I'd say make me an animal handling check with advantage.
What was that?
I believe animal handling would be. Actually, let me just look it up.
Perception?
Animal handling. I think it's linked to wisdom.
Okay.
And you have advantage, so you roll twice.
Oh, my -1 for me.
I thought he had good animal handling.
Oh, he
No,
just got a good roll.
Yeah, it took
Oh.
really long. Oh, nope. All right. Damn it! I always
Hey, first
forget
one of the
what to
night.
type in here. What is this?
Welcome to episode 6,
How
everybody.
do I type?
It's forward
okay.
slash roll.
Okay,
1d20.
there it is. Yes. And I got advantage, so we'll go again. There it is.
There we go.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's some really animal handling there.
I'd say SAB
Really?
trembles a little bit because you just pick this kid up and hold him over him, and he doesn't make any sounds yet, but you lower the kid onto his back, and SAB kind of stares at him, and then kind of looks back to you, and then just sort of looks forward and just like, okay. So, we're going.
Baby, you beautiful son of a bitch.
Pretty freaking
okay.
strong to carry the kid.
I guess we're heading out now then. Let's go. So,
Not gonna miss you guys. Well, I'll miss you, Mello, but
what?
They're not.
We're-
We're all going together. I thought.
Yeah, the Hicks plan was for all of us to go over the hills, have a look, then come back here.
Yeah.
oh,
Did you just call me a hick?
I must have missed that.
Dumb no.
You all pick up and head towards up these hill areas, and you're going to be in this bottom right corner where what are supposed to be hills are, but those are just 3 horrible lines that I drew a day ago.
I like it.
It's beautiful.
It's good enough. It's like it's battle lines.
There you go.
There we go.
Forward. Charge.
No. Stealth mission now.
Oh yeah, no. We should roll for stealth.
I'd say since you guys, it's early in the morning, and the fact that you're just kind of walking, if we were gonna do stealth rolls, it would be with advantage. So if we really want to, yeah, everyone can roll for stealth.
What the hell? Show off my stealthiness.
Ooh.
What would it classify as dexterity?
They couldn't see me.
I think it would be Dex.
There's a stealth one.
Oh yeah, stealth is just Dex save or Dex roll. Yeah, Revan, you're in the front, but no one, even your own team, kind of loses sight of you for a second.
Run up. No, I'm just kidding.
As I said, you guys can roll with advantage if you need it. Rob, I think you're fine.
You know what? I'm going for the 24, just for fun.
I'm taking.
So
I'll roll again. Probably some shit ass roll. Even worse. Even worse. There it is.
20s. So I got enough stealth for everybody.
I mean, I'm doing pretty well on my own, boy.
Well,
SAB is the quietest motherfucker, even with a kid on his back. And you know, I'm gonna have that be the collective roll for all the NPCs at the moment, because that's a lot of misrolling. So you guys,
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
even with Aragon's kind of, wait a minute, did you roll twice? Aragon.
Fun.
I did. I had
Oh.
a 13 and a 3.
Okay, so you at 13. It's not a 3, which would have been you just, kind of just loudly
Going
stomping your feet. With a 13, you're not taking any precautions to be stealthy because literally nothing has fucking hurt you this entire game. But you're, it's early, you're tired, so you're kind of, not fully alert, and you're not making too much noise. You're somehow lighter on your feet when you're not too awake. So,
Excellent.
you guys kind of, crest over the hill, and I'd say, who would be, Revan, you look like you'd be at the front. You want to make me a perception roll?
Sure. Perception. Oh, that's another good roll. Man, we're in the Revan territory right here.
Apparently.
Yeah, let's go. I can see everything.
Yeah. I mean, if everyone wants else to also roll, that's fine. But Revan, you crest over the hill, and you're kind of army crawling over the hill to stay low, stay quiet. You see a village. Like, it's not like the settlement to where it's like, a shitty little wall and a bunch of, podunk tents that look like they've been beaten. This is a village with, kind of wood huts, some sort of, I guess it'd be like grass tops to the huts. There's a decent number of people sort of standing around, and they're people you have never seen before. Like,
They're natives.
Guys, there's some motherfuckers over here. You guys need to check this out.
well, I don't believe it.
Do they look like the settlers? Because I don't think they do.
You know,
Right.
the
Are they
settlers
like
got real
native
tan, real
people?
fucking fast.
Raven, describe what you see. We can't see nothing.
I see a child, 2 what I perceive to be women next to the child, 3 men, and a warrior chick that looks like she could absolutely cut the penis off of Aiden, no questions asked.
Well,
There it is.
I don't know how that last bit was necessary, but all right.
Okay, so I guess we've stumbled upon some native people. I didn't
So-
know that there were people who lived here.
I'd say this, Rob.
They could be the settlers.
The actually, one of you already asked if they were the settlers. What was it, Mina?
Yeah.
So Rob, in your kind of like sight, you can tell that like they're wearing, the royal or something similar to the royal blue color of like most of the settlers wore, but it's different in a way to where it looks more, distressed, a little bit more kind of like well worn. So it wouldn't fit with the kind of amount of time settlers would have been here. Also, just the style of it all doesn't look anything like the kingdom would have like prepped or made. Like there's very tribal-esque type look to all of them. So you can kind of like, you would kind of infer that these are not the settlers at all.
Okay. What do we want to do?
Okay.
I feel like if they see us, they'll automatically attack us, and we probably don't speak the same language.
Mina kind of chimes in, well, I think the plan was for us to look around, and then me and the Hick would run back to camp while you guys sort of, scope things out. Maybe, I don't know, they don't look too aggressive other than the one in the middle of the camp, but, maybe they're friendly.
Yeah, I think I should just potentially try to sneak around and see if I can hear them talking about anything. See if they even speak the same language as us.
That's a pretty good idea.
All
Yeah,
right.
they'd probably be pretty alarmed if we all just walked up and were like, "Hey, what's going on?"
I'm gonna roll for stealth.
All right.
Right. Solid roll.
Okay, I'm gonna give the one settler closest a disadvantaged perception check. 12. Oh yeah, she hears you. You kind of duck behind some grass where you're only partially covered, but she just sort of looks out and turns back to the kids.
Okay. So, what do I hear from them?
I'd say one of the kids kind of walks up, and they are talking, but it's not common. And I believe, what language do you understand? Was it just Elvish and Common?
Oh, I understand a few different languages. Let me get that here. I gotta find.
But you don't know as many as I do.
I'm actually know like 4 or 5, so
As do
it's
I.
possible.
Everyone.
Or 5, or 4, or 5. I mean, 4 or 5 is different.
That is a fair point. I will know here in just a second because I got to figure out where the fuck they put that on this thing. All right, I know Elvish, Common, Dwarvish, Orc, and Goblin, so 5.
Okay.
Oh, 5.
Give me
Five.
if you're really listening, give me I guess perception check. Just straight perception. Like you're perking your ear up, you're listening in to see if you can't catch what they're saying.
11 good enough.
Okay. You discern that the language isn't like it's not any of the languages you know. It's very it's very unique in the way it sounds. However, you can kind of infer from the gestures they make that this is a very kind of calm setting at the moment. Like they've all woken up. They're kind of just. It looks like the kids are kind of tidying up this area of the village. The woman with the kids kind of sounds very relaxed. So it's a very non-aggressive environment at the moment.
I think I hear some words that I recognize. I think I want to try to listen to see what they're talking about.
Okay. What before as you roll, what languages do you know?
Okay, so I know Common, Dragonic, Goblin, and Primordial.
Primordial. I looked that up.
Interesting. I've never even heard of Primordial.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I
It's
know more,
pretty
but
sweet.
you have a pretty badass
Yeah.
language understanding.
common.
Damning
draconian.
me with faint praise there. I know more, but I guess that one's kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, I'm not saying anything other than facts.
Good to roll there, Chan.
Oh, let me see where it is. Yeah, you can roll.
And they're shocked by the amount
sorry.
of languages.
I was looking at like the
I
primary
know.
description.
That's not getting it done.
You know what? Hold on a second.
That's not getting it done. The wind picked up.
Okay, Aragon, you
Can't hear shit.
you recognize a little bit of it. It's too far away to really gleam out any like solid conversations, but you do hear words you recognize.
what language?
Holy fucking shit! It's primordial.
It's you're getting almost like, because you're so far away, you're getting only parts of the conversation. It's not exactly primordial, but it is a very old language.
Okay. Only get a couple words, but
You should try talking
I
to
don't know how I
them.
feel. I don't know how I feel about that.
The
Oh,
big
I think
fucking
we should
scary
talk more.
dragon-looking guy is the one who we're determining whether or not this can, be good or bad. So,
Especially if we don't
Just
know the
saying.
language.
Actually, you know what we can
Yeah.
do is that since I know Whisper, I can try and like I'm probably the least intimidating of all of us, even though I have blue skin. And he can tell me like through my like Whisper spell what to say. Real.
I'm gonna stay over here and have my gun at the ready just in case. I don't plan on shooting anybody, but if shit gets bad, I got a good flanking position here, so I'm gonna just chill here for a bit.
What do you think, Aragon? Do you think that's a good idea? Mellow?
The worst idea I've heard all day.
Well, if you can understand them at least a little bit, I feel like that some sort of conversation should be started. Mello, I feel like at this point we should probably get our way back to the camp. Like this is quite a find we got here. You guys,
Yeah,
do you guys
should
want to stay
definitely
around
let
a
people
little bit? Or,
know.
what was that?
Is that what you think?
Oh, ha ha, very funny. Sorry, you don't all sound like born dragon folk.
Okay, well you two head out, okay?
Alright.
Why don't you actually take the kid with you?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you guys want the healer kid to stay with you? Like, we can take him with if you think that'd be a better idea.
Oh,
Oh, we need him.
okay.
Alright, well, come
Alright,
on,
he'll
Hick.
stay.
Alright, we'll see you guys back at the camp. Come on, Hick, man. Why do you keep calling me that? That's such a rude word. And they just sort of traipse off over the hill very quietly. So,
Okay.
how do you guys want to go about this?
So, I think the whisper spell might be a good idea.
Okay, so would you be, I guess, targeting a specific person with that?
I think I would target the woman who is with the children.
Okay.
Most
Does Whisper have a range or a length?
it says range 120 feet.
All right. I want you to check the range, but I also want you to know that as long as you're kind of like behind the hills, quote unquote, you're in cover, so they wouldn't be able to see you unless they really were looking. So if you wanted to move up to get closer, like the
That's
hill
what
to
I was
the...
gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're plenty close enough for it to work.
All right. In
Okay.
that case,
So, Aragorn, are you on board?
I'm on board.
Okay.
Let's do the
Alright.
damn thing.
I barely step out. And then I'm going to turn back and point at you, Aragon, and tell me what to say in the language. Just to say, like, hi, we come in peace. Or I come in peace.
Yeah. It sounds a little bit like blow me.
Oh, okay. Got it. I have something I want all of you to know.
Ooh. So, are you
Okay.
doing the whisper, or are you now just yelling?
Oh, no, I was gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna whisper to her.
Okay, so you...
Or actually, no, I'll say it out loud. Never mind. I'm just gonna say out loud, and I was doing the whisper to Aragon.
Okay, oh shit, we're doing it live then. Alright. Everyone, you gain everyone's attention. So, immediately, one of them kind of steps, out, be like, let's see. Wea Gandaren.
The fuck? You actually made a language up for this shit? I'm so...
No, I looked up a language on Google Translate, and I'm butchering it.
Hey,
That's okay.
I'm still
You're putting
proud.
in the effort.
Yes.
Okay.
So, one of them is
Aragon,
called
what
to
do
you.
we say?
Told you. Tell him to blow me.
I need to write this down.
Could you at least translate what he said to me?
Okay, so I believe what Aragon is... Okay, Aragon, are you just trying to say, like, we come in peace or something? Or are you actually trying to ask them to blow you?
I mean, clearly, blow me is code for something. Trust me.
Uh-huh.
Trust me.
And you're
Just
telling this
tell him.
to the small gnome who doesn't know what you're
Just-
saying and is trusting you.
Blow me.
They could kill me
Wrong.
right now.
Mina, as you say the words Aragon... If you're going to say this, I want you to go ahead
No,
and
I'm
make...
whispering to Aragon.
Well, okay, so tell me when you're about to announce to these people. The guy who kind of interacted with you kind of steps forward. Oh, that's back. He's not aggressive
Well,
looking.
I'm depending on Aragon to tell me what to say.
I told you. Just trust me.
Oh my god.
One of the villagers is kind of going over this way.
Useless. Okay. I'm just gonna say, hi. In just, I guess common. 'Cause, and just,
Trying to help you out here.
uh-huh.
What?
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead because Mina is naive and trusts him. Gonna go ahead and she announces to them what he is telling her to say.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to say, give
so
me a
how are they
charisma
gonna
check.
respond?
Well, they have to hear what you're gonna say for them to respond.
You're gonna make me say it.
You could have just said it by now, and they will receive the message. They will understand what it means. I don't know what you think it's code for. Just say it.
Okay. Mina says,
There it is.
I think she cut out. Can you say that one more
I
time?
hate you. No.
You actually did cut out. I didn't hear you say it.
Did
Stop.
actually cut out, but
It
that's
did.
okay.
I didn't hear it.
I said it.
So Mina, you
Oh,
look to
come on.
Aragon. You look back to the man who is now saying, "What?" And you yell out,
What?
"Blow me!" Go ahead and give me a charisma roll.
For me.
Yep, you're the one saying it.
Hold on.
Oh,
my god, hold
shit.
on.
Also, Braxton, if you can text me what "blow me" actually would mean, so I can make it a canon phrase they say.
Yes, as they say.
That's not too good.
Depends. It depends on what Braxton's
Guys.
going to send me. If it means anything, or if he's
Kill
just telling them to
Aragon.
blow me.
I'm kind of hoping for all
Okay.
the things.
So, you hear him say back, "Blue me? Blue me?" So, it does mean something. He did gather that. He kind of turns back to the people. He kind of waves his hand. They were kind of, like, these two were coming back with this woman, the only armed person in the village, and as they got near, he kind of waves his hand, be like, "Blue me, blue me!" They sort of all, like, kind of look around. They stare back to you, and she sort of steps forward. Oh, move the map again. So she kind of steps in the way of this guy, kind of like nudging him out of the way. And she says... She kind of like points to you. She points to you, Mina, with the sword, saying, "Oui, je."
Okay. And then I.
Tell her.
What?
Tell her yes. Tell her yes. Just
Yes.
tell her yes.
Say yes.
You say yes. They don't understand yes. Wait,
Yes,
hold on,
they do.
Let me see if they would. Hold on.
We're letting
Oh,
Braxton
God.
control so much of this conversation, and
Well, here's the
no
thing.
issue with it.
He recognized some of the language, and he's saying that, yeah, they would understand yes. So as you're standing there shouting yes, she turns to the guy who was originally talking to you, and she kind of like leans to him and says, she kind of turns to him and says, "Gandia Shijan." And he sort of starts running off in this direction. And she sort of like, she doesn't advance at all, but she stands there, you know, sword in her hand, sort of just staring you down, Mina.
Yeah.
And, Revan, I guess you would be able to see this. You see this guy kind of run over to this fire pit. And it's kind of, you know, there's a hut, like, right behind it. And there's a man inside the hut. And, he says to the man, he's like, hold on. I guess you would be able to hear this.
I'm right.
So he says to the man, "Konsama mit me udit." And the older man kind of starts walking out. He kind of is escorted all the way. Do you guys want to try and keep talking to the woman, as none of you can actually see what's happening over the other side of the camp?
All I want to say is, if this ends up being a good first encounter and we let off with "blow me," then these are the kind of people who I like.
So,
Oh my god. Okay. What do I say now?
he kind of looks at you curiously, this old man who just kind of approaches next to this woman. He turns to the woman and says, "What going on? What's going on?" The woman kind of just says, she just kind of shrugs, like, she doesn't know, but you guys are there.
Okay.
She tells him that you guys have said, "blow me," and let me actually put the proper spelling of it in there.
Ah, okay.
You've said "blow me." That's the only thing they've
Uh-huh.
understood.
Shocking.
So,
Because we keep talking in non-primordial. We got talking primordial, guys. Come on. I'm not even over there.
I'm asking Aragon to tell me what to say. Because I don't speak primordial.
Okay. Why wouldn't
Don't
you
you come
just
out.
use a spell? Why wouldn't you just use a spell to translate the language we use into primordial?
Because I don't have a spell like that.
so Mina,
What do
As
you
you're-
mean you don't have a spell like that? It's a spell. You just do it.
someone doesn't know how spells work. Aragon doesn't know how magic works. So Mina, as Aragon is shouting at you over the hill, being like, "Just do the thing! Do the spell!" This old man approaches you. You can see he's worn in this kind of like, I guess, you know, flowing kind of cape cloak-like thing, holding a staff with a gourd on it. He looks at you up and down, kind of in a very curious manner.
Like a curious way, not in like a Bill Cosby kind of way.
No, not in a Bill Cosby way. And so he looks to you and simply says, he says kind of like with a puzzled look on his face, "Go more?" And sort of like just sort of waves at you.
Aragon understand any of this fucking stuff at all?
He has to roll perception. He's been doing nothing.
Aragon, come on.
Come on.
Get your
I'm
shit
like
together.
risking my neck out here.
Here we go.
Okay,
Oh, dude,
I'm gonna wave back at
You
him
should be able
very
to understand
eagerly.
everything from here.
Yeah, Aragon, it's not exactly primordial, but you gain from it, he's saying, good morning.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Aragon, get your ass up here.
Okay.
Hello. I'm just eagerly waving back at him.
So, Aragon
So I
makes himself
walk up.
known. SAB and the young boy right up behind you.
Oh, okay.
He sort of, he doesn't step back,
Definitely.
but this woman kind of steps next to him. And he says to you, Aragon. Wait, not that. He says to you, hello. Which,
Say that again.
hello, which you would understand is just simply hello.
Okay.
Hi. Hello.
No, Aragon understands it, but I'm sure you're just assuming now, Mina.
Yes, I am.
So he turns to you, Aragon, and he starts asking you a question. You don't understand it, but the best you can gain from it is, who are you? He's asking you, like, it's a very longer question than just who are you, but that's all you can get from it.
Okay. Because I can only understand part of the question. As far as who I am, what I do is I slowly unsheath my sword to reveal an inscription or a crest that's right there on the handle for them to look at.
So
I don't read what it is. I don't read what it is out loud. I just hold it out for them to read.
So he's backed up a little bit, but he does look at the sword, and so does she. She doesn't get right in front of him, but she gets into a spot to where if you were to use the sword, she would use her sword. So am I together that Aragon doesn't know what the sword says, but that it's in Primordial?
Oh, it's
Like, if you want to tell me privately what the sword
just
says.
no. It's just to signify that he's a warrior.
Okay. So, the woman kind of steps forward, seeing that the hilt has the symbol, or at least a symbol you associate with warrior on it. She then does the same by just simply pointing at her forehead. It is a very similar symbol. Like, very similar.
To their jobs on their head. I like it.
So, the man has been kind of scratching his head for a few moments. And let me do a perception check. Stats. He has stats. Where's his stats? Oh, yeah, he's got good. Oh, he's gonna see something. What? He's old and it's early. However, he thinks to him. He goes through his robe, and he pulls out a little book. I want you guys to roll a perception check. Like, whoever wants to, like, perceive this.
I will.
I'm working on it. Give me a sec. So you can go ahead too.
I have no idea what it means.
I'd assume Aragon's more like interested in the other warrior standing across from him.
Oh wow.
Maybe you guys should let the raptor do it.
I'm gonna give Solomon a roll.
Join us.
I'm hiding in case if shit goes bad.
Solomon kind of.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you are hiding still.
'Cause if I pop up now, they're gonna think shit's bad.
Right.
Right?
Like, if you want to stealth your way over to these guys, I'm pretty sure that'd be fine, because they don't see what he's holding, but he starts flipping through this little book.
I'm gonna do actually is I'm going to. Can I try to stealth over to his hut camp thing here?
Yeah,
oh my
sure.
god.
Get a low number, I won't go. I shouldn't get a roll too low, hopefully. Alright, is that good enough for me to go?
I'd say with everyone kind of looking at these very strange-looking people who've just arrived, they do not notice you. They're looking all at the other guy. They're looking at the Dragon Man, the Small Gnome, and the Raptor Boy.
Alright, so then I'm gonna... Can I roll for perception?
I'd say, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to look for something, or are you just kind of, trying to figure out, what is this camp about?
Yeah, what's in his, tent.
In that case, give me an investigation check.
Alright, I can do that.
So as that's going on, the man kind of, he ushers the woman out of the way. He heads back to you, Mina, and he holds his book out. He's holding it as if he's reading it. And he says the word, hello. And he ushers to you, another gesture.
He's got a
Okay.
book that speaks our language.
I say hello back.
He then immediately snaps his fingers with a kind of arcane mist around him. He, the mist sort of forms around his head and goes into his ears, and then he starts writing in the book.
Oh, wow. That's super cool.
Let me just...
So I'm going to go out on a limb and just say, who are you?
So he kind of stops writing for a second after hearing your question and starts writing something new.
No, he's got a book that translates. Oh.
So he immediately stops writing and then shows you the page he was writing on, and it says what I just sent you. Revan, what did you roll for your investigation?
A 10.
You see a lot of what looks to be some sort of area for grinding up herbs. You see some sort of area that's for grinding up kind of various flowers and fruits. On the outside,
They're grinding up herbs over there.
On the outside of the tent, there was a batch of pumpkins. There is actually what you best guess would be smoking paraphernalia, and there is a small chest.
Since he's magic, this chest is going to have magic. So what I'm going to use is identify where when I touch something, I can test. So check if it's a magic item or if there's magic attached to it in any way.
Okay. With that, you go ahead and roll first, or is that a roll, or do you just?
No, I just do it. It's one of my
Okay.
It's one of my spells.
Quick question: if you were to touch the chest, and the chest isn't magic, but it's holding something magic, would you be able to sense that?
Let me see. Here, I'll read it to you exactly. You can choose one object that you must touch through the casting of a spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature... Okay, doesn't matter for a creature.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you would... Okay, so here's what happens. You put your hand on the chest itself. It's a very small chest. It was sitting on a table, and you put your hand on it. You don't sense any immediate magic from the chest, but you sense something very strong inside of it.
Alright,
Back over to the group.
I'm gonna take a peek.
Okay.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
No. If you were gonna do it immediately, then yeah, go ahead. Open up the box.
Oh god.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said. What?
I said if you're actually gonna open it, then yeah, we could stay at your thing.
I'm just gonna take a peek because I don't want to steal it. I just want to kind of see what's inside. Just a small peek. That's all.
So you open up the box. It's
Small peek, not open.
Well, I mean,
barely looking.
well, you open it enough to see what's in it. You know, to get at least
a crack.
You open it a crack to get enough of a look at what's in it. It appears to be some kind of necklace with blue jewels in it.
Interesting. All right. I'm gonna write that down in my journal, close it, and then I'll end my turn for right now. Or actually, I'm gonna sneak out and hide in the pumpkin patch for right now.
All right, so you just kind of scurry around behind the tent. So Mina, have you taken the time to read what I sent you? Okay. So, what do you?
Yes.
How do you answer him?
I say, we are travelers from far away.
So he starts writing in the journal again, and I'm thinking for the sake of like simplicity, I'll just write in the normal thing.
Yeah.
So he starts writing, and he hands you, or he flips the journal to you, and you read that.
Okay.
I should probably make the writing a little bit more broken since, but...
Fucking straightforward.
To
Son of a
Aragon
bitch.
and say that his name is Uller, and he's the tribe shaman.
He sort of stands kind of like tall when you say his name.
What?
He stands tall when you say his name.
Yes. Aragon?
Sorry, repeat that part. You cut out a little bit for me.
I did?
Yes.
Asking if I was just making sure that you were listening. Okay, so I turn back to the shaman and I say, we don't know what happened to the last group. Do you know?
So he writes in the book really quickly.
Okay, I'll come with you.
He starts ushering you all kind of into the camp. He looks at the raptor with the boy on it and is a little bit weary. So he turns to the woman next to him and pretty much just like says a little something to her, which I'm sure you guys could infer. Keep an eye on that kid. He starts walking this way.
Yeah.
And she sort of steps to the
while
side.
they're doing that, you stealth back over to the group.
All right.
The hill so that the guy doesn't see me.
All right.
Not that he doesn't see me, but like he sees me coming with the group, and I just go, "Hey guys, sorry, I was a little far behind."
Roll me a charisma check.
Oh, you stupid bitch! You kid.
I mean, the others all.
It's a
showed
good
up...
thing my saving charisma is +4, so This is a good bad thing for me. Shit.
So, I assume as everyone else was walking over, the woman kind of like steps near the raptor and then also points a sword at you, being like just kind of like staring at you. But she probably, I think she would infer that another strange person has showed up is probably with the group of other strange people. It is now keeping her eye on both you and the raptor boy. So, you all can go head over to the tent.
Okay.
Right over here. Like, as you kind of walk by, like, the people... there's more people in the village than what I drew. I'm just lazy. So, people are kind of looking at you.
I'm lazy.
Like,
you made all these characters, so...
Seriously. It's great.
Thank you.
That is good.
So, as you walk, the adults sort of look at you with a little bit just kind of like, similar to what the other two were doing. Very quizzical, very, like, just sort of wondering what's going on. the kids get super excited when Aragon walks by with a raptor. Like, they had never seen anything like that before, and they're just like, wow.
Would be 2 kids.
And there's more than just 2. Like I said, there'd probably be about maybe 5 kids. The other kid, like 5 small kids and 3 teenagers. So even the teens are kind of just like, holy cow. So the shaman kind of sits you all down by like his kind of, slowly embering fire pit. He writes in his journal. So he hands the booklet, I guess, to Revan, being the closest person, and the page says that. And Revan, because of the fact you've been collecting them, you immediately recognize this as a field journal.
Ah, 'tis a field journal.
Okay. This too.
What was the question?
I was turning to Revan to see if he was also reading the book.
Oh, am I being given it or just shown it?
You're being shown it, but the idea was that you would read it aloud to everybody, so he wouldn't have to show it to everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were
That's
having
good.
me do there. Okay. Okay, so then am I saying what you have here in the chat, or are you sending me something else?
No, in the chat. I'm doing chat right now. The idea initially was that he was just showing her the book, and now he's pretty much just being like openly, this is for everybody, but here, you read it since you read.
The other that came, they were reckless. They did not come this far, but tribe of druids say the abuse the nature.
There we go. That's
So
more broken.
basically, they were taking advantage of nature.
Okay.
The smoking hippies.
Those horrible people.
Dare they?
Well, I don't know. So like, of stuff with the camp. So I don't know if we were like abusing nature as well. But maybe you could teach us how to live so that we don't abuse nature?
He kind of scratches his chin at that, nodding his head. He takes the booklet for a second, and as he's writing, do you guys want to say anything to each other, or?
Yet.
So, Revan, do you think they know anything about that monster you saw last night?
I mean, if they're native, I'd have to think so.
We'll definitely have to ask them about that then.
We'll ask them what I want to ask them, and that is a question I want to ask them.
So,
Oh, well, that's good.
So are you guys whispering that to each other so he can like write his next message, or do you say that as he's writing?
Oh,
Just
we're
talking
just
to each other.
Okay.
yeah.
So he hands you that, and he's waiting to write down any other questions you have, but he says that to you. Revan, if you.
Right. Wait, is he saying that? Who is you?
Well, I mean,
Us,
okay.
all of us.
You know, I will read
Okay.
it to alleviate any more confusion. So he turns the book to Revan, and it says, "I am happy to help. The druids are strong folk. they can help you too. So can the Beastkin and the Centaurs. First, we must meet with your chief, though.
Oh, shit. There's a lot of different people here, guys.
I really hope that the Beastkin were none of the animals that we killed.
Oh,
Oh, well, yeah, we
shit
can
happens. They
definitely,
attacked us first.
yeah, but you can definitely meet our chief. Guys, so should we
Aragon,
like,
tell them to blow you first, and then say that.
so should we like bring the captain here, or should we take them to our camp?
He writes in his book.
Oh, you'll go to our village. Okay.
Yeah.
That's potentially unsafe.
Yeah.
That's a good
Well,
idea.
What do you mean?
We got a fucking owl that doesn't know how to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, so there's some pretty sketchy characters over at our camp.
Well, I
Our
think
main
that
mission was to come back there after we found that chick, remember?
that's true. Oh my gosh, you should ask. We need to ask him if they've seen her.
So
Alright,
are you
ask him.
are you asking about both the weird thing you saw in the trees and the tiefling woman?
Yes, we want to know
Yes.
both of those things.
Okay, so first he starts writing about. Let's go with that. So he writes that. When others came, one was very strange. We hear him in night. He dig up the dead. He never attack the village. Only when one of us alone. That's why we keep fire going.
Interesting.
The other one, the tiefling, was a girl, so...
So I guess you describe her being like, have you seen anybody wearing something similar to me, but dark skin, steel hair, and horns?
Yeah.
So he writes that to you. We have not seen her, but I have had visions. An item I keep has told me its brother draws near.
What item?
He kind of looks at you, closes the book for a second, puts it on the ground in front of him, gets up, heads inside, comes back outside, and he's holding the chest. He puts it kind of down on the ground next to him and then starts writing again. A powerful item. Something within it. Not evil, but strange as well. And I mistyped that. I'm a story genius. Mistyping all these words.
Write the damn book. Cool. Thing before. Looks.
Did he open the chest?
He's holding it. He kind of writes really quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as it doesn't hurt us.
So he nods his head, opens the chest, and takes out a actually really beautiful looking, I guess it'd be sapphire necklace with multiple kind of like sapphire gems in it. Picture would be like the kind of, I guess, the like kind of a band or necklace ring of it, kind of some sort of like rope-like metallic substance, and then 3 kind of sapphires like hanging off of it.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of turns to you. He kind of holds the book out and says, "Do any of you know what is?"
Did somebody say that the tiefling woman was wearing a necklace when she was leaving?
Give me an intelligence check.
I do not remember that.
Anyone, if they want to, give me an intelligence check.
Damn.
Okay, so Mina,
Not great.
you remember the information being that she wasn't wearing anything, but she was carrying a sort of gem herself. You don't remember what kind of gem, you just remember she was carrying something.
Okay. Then I go ahead and tell him that she was carrying a gem with her, but we don't know what kind of gem.
So he kind of nods his head again, and he writes this, must be its brother. I ask you, may you take this from me?
Is it gonna hurt me?
Immediately writes in the book.
What does it do?
He kind of writes that and says, "It has not hurt me. Only voices, visions." Damn it, I'm a big fat fingers keep hitting the
Not big on men.
big. It does not hurt me.
Okay then.
So he's kind of just holding it for anybody to take. So like, if someone wants the necklace, they can. Like, he's willingly holding it to be like, "Here, take this."
Alright, I
Okay.
take it.
Okay. So Revan, you kind of like snatch the necklace out of. Like, do you take it like abrasively, or do you just like gingerly kind of like grab it from him in a way that's just like, yeah, no, I'll peacefully take it.
Very, very, very kindly.
So you hold your hand out. He drops it on your hand, which you held underneath the necklace, and you kind of like, do you put it on, or are you just holding it?
I put it on.
Okay.
Ooh, look at you.
You put the necklace on.
Getting
Yeah.
fancy.
And with that, he then writes in the book.
Well, we
Can-
can go, but just as a warning, some of the people who are with us are a little sketchy. So if you want to bring like a bodyguard or something, then that's, I think, would be totally fine. Revan, Aragon?
That'll be fine. Probably a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, especially because of Tootsie Pop.
Yeah. Mr.
You
Owl.
weirdo.
He writes that the strange folk have more strangers. Ha! Do not worry. I am able to take care of myself.
Is he speaking real common right now? Or
No, he's
is
still
it,
he's still writing in the
just,
book. I'm just reading
translating?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to check.
So with that,
Okay.
All right.
he sort of starts gesturing everybody up, and he immediately turns to the woman to his side. And Aragon, since you're right there, I won't have you roll a check. He pretty much just says to her, "Watch over the camp while I'm gone. Make sure everyone stays safe." And she kind of like bows her head and says, "Yes, sir," or "Yes, father."
Oh,
Father.
So
some fucking Atlantis Disney movie shit here.
Yeah. It's Kita.
Kiata? Or Kita?
Kiatakash.
I feel like, you know how when someone has a
Okay.
repressed memory that just comes to the front? That just fucking happened.
You pressed that memory? It's a good movie.
No, it's not like I would repress, but it's like, you know, something's buried in there. It's like, it's in there, but you just don't remember it, and then it just comes forward and someone says something.
Yeah.
Consciously, you created a new Atlantis movie. I like this.
Hey, I'll take that. Movie was dope.
That
Now
movie was
then.
great.
Was underrated. Okay, let's head back to the camp.
Alright, just 1 second.
Either
Okay,
way,
sorry.
SAB. What do you think of all this?
SAB? Since you're
Salad.
immediately gesturing to him, and hopefully the soundbite will work, he kind of looks to you after you said something. He just goes, "Oh? What?" Did you hear that at all?
Yes.
Okay. So he sort of just gives out a kind of solid roar. So,
What about Salad? What is Salad thinking?
Sullivan's just sort of staying quiet. So, you guys start heading out. You make your way back south towards the river. And let me just tidy everything up, because as you're walking, you all notice something. I just need to clean up the character board right now.
Oh no! Aiden died. That's too bad.
Oh darn.
So I guess you all would be over here. So, you were all walking back. The shaman... Oh. And as you walk back to the river, you notice something. Or maybe you don't. Give me perception rolls now.
Righty.
That's not good.
Ow! Good God! Another one. Oof.
Argon, what do your dragon eyes see?
A roll for the shaman.
I saw some movement near the river.
The shaman nods his head in
It
agreement
looked like
with you.
something flashed across the bank and maybe dipped into the water.
Oh, no.
Nice.
It didn't do that. Aragon, you see, across the river, something's picking at the bodies.
Good. Salad's dad that he doesn't know about.
Argon?
I've never seen anything like that before.
What is it? What do you see?
Dear Elf, I see.
So the
Should I
shaman
describe
immediately
it?
starts writing.
Like the shaman so far.
He's pretty cool.
Writes in the book immediately and holds
It
it up
is
to
the
you.
strange man. That is not a man!
I didn't have time to create a certain look for him, so I'm using just one form of his for his character card. Across the river, you see a
Okay.
guy, long black hair, very gaunt in his body type, very disheveled looking, wearing kind of ragged clothes. There's a burlap sack hanging from him with flies kind of buzzing around it and whatnot. And what do you guys do?
I
I
was
pull my
rolling to
bow.
see if I could get the jump on him, but
Yeah, I pull out my crossbow.
All right.
I'm gonna take a shot at him for realsies.
Let me just roll one perception check.
Be like, get away from Salad's dad. Mina refuses to tell him about. Damn it,
I'll
Mina.
get to it.
So, you guys, he doesn't notice
Going
you.
on, I don't want to scar the kid.
You all start kind of walking up.
Resent you.
He doesn't
Aragon,
see
you
you.
should go charging across.
Imagine how he would feel if he knew that that thing was eating his dad right now.
He would be
You're
pissed off
welcome.
and do some good
Salad, you're
shit.
welcome.
You should go run across the river and try to cut it off, and we'll start taking pot shots at it since you can't, take damage and stuff.
Cool. Good plan.
So I assume you guys are
I'm not
gonna
going.
just get in position.
Wait,
I mean, I've
Aragon,
got
did
my
you say you're not
crossbow
going
out.
over there?
I'm not crossing that river.
Oh, come
Why
on.
not?
You big baby.
So
Nothing in the river.
Oh, I'm not worried about what's in the river.
All right.
Oh, he's worried
Are
he's gonna
we-
melt.
Ah. Because witches melt in water.
what?
All right, can I take a shot?
I was
now?
gonna say if everyone was to at least like get in a position to do something, yes.
Alright,
Okay.
I'm taking a shot.
So, Revan.
Well, that's gotta hit.
So you pull up the gun, you get ready to fire, and unfortunately that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Oh,
What?
I will remember that you got a 15. I'm going to write that down right now.
yeah. And if I don't hit, you can also write down that I'm going to, after missing, I should have done this before. I will use. This is only if I don't hit. I'm going to use one of my grit points to lock onto it.
Right. I will let you
So
know.
then I get advantage.
I will
next
let you
time.
know the next time we shoot. Everyone, thank you for joining us this week on the World of Astaria. We're gonna hopefully have a pretty good fight next time we shoot. Unfortunately, as I said before, we'll be taking a week off due to the holiday season. But join us again in 2 weeks when the big fight finally goes down between our group of nameless heroes and this strange, disheveled-looking man. And on behalf
He's going down.
of the entire team, thanks for watching, and have a good one.